Okay, so this is going to be one of my shorter videos. We had a really great question today about how long can you use an N95 mask. Uh, Basically, there's no short answer. I will tell you this. I will show you a mask I have right here. As you can see, it's got the exhalation filter. Little wear up near the nose, but other than that, it's in good condition, very good condition. That's the inside of it. Really great condition. These were not the original straps. I had to replace them myself. These are thicker than the original ones. But this mask has been in operation, move it a little closer there, in operation since the beginning of April. And I use it mostly for going into like the stores and stuff like that where I really need a heavy duty mask. So I can tell you my experiences and I can go over a couple of things. So let's go over. This is on PubMed Central, in NCBI, where they post research papers and things like that. It's a national publication site. So reuse of N95 masks. Now they got a couple of things here. They're showing here the operation demonstration using steam in a hairdryer. That one I don't recommend. For these masks, because like these molded masks may actually suffer. Then what I just showed you was a molded mask. That means that it has shape on its own. It's formed. There are other ones that are like duckbills that are not molded. UV light. Now this is something I will touch on. UVC light. Memory serves. I can reference it, but I think it's 190 nanometers down to wavelength down to like 125, somewhere around in there. So UVC, there's A, B, and C. You're looking for C. They also use like here in this particular photograph here, they were using another sort of spritzing. They were spraying like chemical agents and hang drying the masks. That's another thing I'm going to touch on that you can do at home. Again, the hot steam and temperature, I don't recommend that for right now because I've never used it and I don't want to give anybody false information. So I will only tell you what I have used. Basically, UVC. What I do is I'll take the mask and I will put it under a UVC bulb light. You can get one on Amazon for about $20 or $30. Make sure that they're glass vacuum tube bulbs. I'll try to post the link to the one that I bought, and you can put it into a standard lamp. Now, here is the problem. You have to put this somewhere where you can put the UVC, the mask under the UVC light and get out. Okay? UVC light is harmful to living things. That's why it works. Okay? So use extreme caution, read the instructions. All these things do have warnings and whatever that come with them. Read them, take them seriously. Okay, what I did was I used a standard desk lamp, like the conical ones, that have a little button that turns on at the end, a student desk lamp. And what I did was I made myself a makeshift shield for the light to focus it, made of a 2-liter bottle of Coke cut out. And so if you do that, if you cut it out and you go ahead and cut it, it still has springiness, it has tension to it. So what you can do is you can open that up and fit it around the light. It fits perfectly. And I put aluminum foil. So this was just makeshift because I can come up with a much better shield, but it protects your eyes. So what I recommend is get it, and if you have a laundry room or something, go set your mask in there like once a week maybe, or maybe once every 2 weeks or something, depending on how much use you get out of it. You put the mask down on a towel, and you just set this UVC light up with like an extension cord or something, and you go ahead and you just blast the mask for about 5 minutes. Which ought to do it. Now the particular bulb, I'll go ahead and if I don't, guys, remind me. I will go ahead and put the one that I bought on Amazon. It's powerful enough that it creates ozone, so you'll also need to do it in a ventilated area. But it will clean the mask. It will destroy anything on there, any pathogens. It will get them. This is what the government's doing. And I'm sure they're using stronger bulbs, but this is strong enough that we have, and you can do it for 10 minutes if you feel like, and just get a good sterilization in there. Now another thing that I use a little more commonly, we were on this picture here where they are actually spritzing them with chemicals and hang drying them. What I do is I take Lysol and at arm's length hold the mask by one of the, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. hold the mask like this by one of the straps, okay? One of the straps or both of them. Let's do both here real quick. Yeah, like this. Hold it at arm's length, as far as your arm will go, and hold the can of Lysol or whatever right by your head. Aim it with your eye, and give it a big one spritz, 1 second, and watch the mist go all over it. Then turn it around and do the inside, and leave it hanging somewhere. Don't do any more than that. You don't want to get these things wet because, like I said, they're molded and crafted to a certain thing. They may start warping their shape. That's why I'm not recommending the steam. In any event, I can only tell you, what I've experienced, because there's been a big controversy with them sterilizing the masks, because before the shortage, they used to literally one and done, one for the day, or if you're working in infectious disease ICU, or things are really bad or something's really contagious, then you would dispose of it right after you finished attending to the patient, just to make sure that there's no cross-contamination. So we're in a new area here. Don't get me wrong on that. We are in a very new area. But they've come up with some pretty ingenious ideas, and they're working to an extent. Now, I mentioned in my post that none of us are working in a hospital using these things, so we have a different set of criteria that affect it. Going to the store, big stores like Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, other stuff like that. Yes, we're encountering droplets, and yes, we're probably encountering, some stuff, but it's not even close to the density that you would if you were working in an ICU, not anywhere close. And what I also recommend is with N95, get a surgical mask or even one of these cloth masks that they're selling on Etsy or wherever else you see them, and wear it on top of that. Okay, if you can't, get one of the cloth masks or one of the external masks that'll fit, that comes with filters itself. So that's just giving you more layers for the virus to have to travel through, and making it less likely. Now, these surgical masks and everything will be less effective than an N95, but what it does is, if you're walking through the store and there are micro droplets and you are walking through them, which the chances of that are high, so you don't know if somebody sneezed a minute before you got there, and the large droplets fell to the ground, and the smaller droplets are still hanging in the air, you could walk through a cloud of it for all you know. Someone had been coughing while they're stocking the shelves at Walmart, and you just didn't hear it, and you come around the corner. But the point is, if you're wearing a surgical mask or covering over the N95, the particles will mostly hit that. They're not designed to filter that out, so some of them will maybe make it through, but then they're stopped by the N95. So it's like the theory of being cold. More layers helps you stay warmer in a general sense. Okay, so anyway, these are my experiences, and like I said, I've been using that particular mask that I just showed you since like the beginning of April, right around there, and consistently, and all I've had to do is replace the bands, because using it over and over and over and over again, the bands started getting worse. And my wife's, she has the same mask from my stock, and I replaced her top band just the other day. And she does less going out than I do, but she does go to the store. She does do stuff, HEB, grocery shopping, and stuff like that. And hers just broke a week ago, her strap. The masks themselves are still viable, and they're still fine, and we disinfect them often. So these are just a couple of suggestions. If you guys have any questions, please ask, and I'll be happy to answer whatever I can and share my experience.